In the yesterday class, we have discussed what are the things we have to do not to achieve not to attain the goal. So today we have to discuss the international. Okay, I'm going to share the document. Okay. So regarding international business, I told you this is another important area. So yesterday I told the way of preparation of paper two. So you have to choose 5 units. In that you should be very thorough. So this is only this is only subjective based on your need, based on your preparation. Out of 10 units, you have to choose 5 units. In that, you should be very much proficiency in that area. Okay, let me start with what is international business. So any business which is carried out beyond the territorial boundary. So this international business related with the trade or investment across the national borders. So it will not confined within within a state here plus a country. It will not confined within one country. So it will operate. The business will be operated beyond the territorial boundary. So that is known as international business. So next we are going into why they are going for international business. Why the entities opt for international business. So that reasons we have to
Sir,
see in the next slide. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My
sir, your
voice is
document
okay,
is,
sir.
sir, no, yes, sir, document is not shared, sir.
Uh, to me, it's showing sharing, sir. Kindly check, sir.
Okay.
It's not visible, sir.
No, sir.
1 minute, sir. I'll stop and resume again, sir. Now, sir. Now it's visible, sir.
Ah, yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. My audio is okay for the audience, sir. It is
Yes, sir,
okay or
fine.
any disturbance? Okay, okay.
Fine, sir,
Thank you
just
very much,
clear.
sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So I told why they are going for international business. Why the business entities are going for international business. That reason we have to see. So the first reason is they will explore the new market. So their business will not confined only within the domestic market. They will move on to they will explore for a new market. So in order to increase the market share, the first reason is in order to increase the market share. Why I'm explaining those things? The reason they will ask, which are the following not a reason for international business, they will ask. So you should know the reason for international business, then only it is very understandable, it is you can able to answer the question. Okay, so first one is in order to increase the market share. Next one is the second advantage, opportunity for growth. So the business entities which are operating in the global way, they could able to increase their, they could able to explore the new markets. It enables for the economies of operation. It leads the economies of operation. As you know, if you are increasing the production, then the cost per unit will be declining. So that is known as economies of operation. So this will be a reason for the business entities opting for international business. Second one. So first reason I told, new market, catching the new market. Second one is what? Economies of operation. Third one is little opportunity in the small local market. So there is very little opportunity in the local market. So that is the reason why they are going for internationalization of the business. So if they are doing business in the local market only, so their market will be very 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 small. So in order to enhance, in order to enlarge their market, they will go for the internationalization of the business. Next one is increasing of new customer. So next reason for IB, they will increase the customers. So if the customers are in a short supply, if they will be having, they will be getting the product in a limited way. So in the case of internalization, it leads a variety of products. It enables for a variety of products. In case I will say some example, see, 30 years back, you will be able to have only one brand of car, say example Ambassador, like that. So after internalization or after the LPG era, after that globalization, you may having different brand of different different variety of cars, like Hyundai, like BMW. So different variety of cars will be available to the customers. So the all are possible due to the globalization, due to the internationalization of the business. So you can have a different variety of product. That is another way what I'm saying, increasing the number of customers. In case you are not opting for the international business, what happened? You will be limited with the local customer. With the help of the IB, you will go for the growth of the customer. And last but not least, it will discourage of local competitors. So occurring a new market may discouraging the other players getting into the same business. So yeah, you will go for the other countries, you will do the business in other countries. This may leads to discouraging the local competitors. So that is the reason why the government may charge, they may impose the tariff quota system, like that. What are the reason for tariff and quota system? In order to protect the local consumer. Say for example of a crackers business. So in case of cracker business, if there is a China product, what happen? You may lose your local producers. So that is the reason why government may impose some restrictions, impose some barriers in the form of two things. One is tariff, another one is, as you know, quota system. So those things I have to say in the forthcoming slides. So these are all the reasons for the international business. Why the entities going for globalization of business? The reason I told, in order to increase the growth market share, also in order to explore the opportunity of growth, and also I told the economies of operation. So that you have to keep in your note. Okay. Next, I'm moving into what are the stages. Uh, 1 minute. What are the stages? Uh, what are the stages they will go into the international business? So first one is they will start the business in the local market, so domestic market. Next they will move for internationalization. So internationalization will mean, it means what? The business in between two nations. So they will trade in one country, in between two countries only. At the beginning stage, what happened? International will be happen. It will be occur. Then in the next stage, third stage, multinationalization. So more than one country. So they will trade with more than one country. And fourth stage, globalization. So they will have the office in all the countries. Majority of the countries, they will have the separate office. That is globalization. And next one is transnationalization. So in the case of transnationalization, so they will have business in almost all the countries, in all the globally they will have the businesses. So these are the stages in the IB. First one is domestic, second one is internationalization, next one is multinational, fourth one is globalization, global way, and fifth one is transnational. So these are all the stages in the international business. What are the influence? What are the things you have to see while you are trading in the other countries? So in the case of a multinational business, what are the factors you have to see? See, is, say for example, I will say some example regarding social and cultural factors. See, our Indian people will not using black, so the color black will be not a pleasant one. They will not use a black, but in China they will use a black color. So you have to see while you are going for international business, you have to see the social and the cultural factors of the people, also technological factor, economical, political. So those things in a detailed way I've given in the slide. But these are the chart giving the outline of the international trade. So first one is stages, second one is influence, and third one is the approaches. What are the approaches in the international station? So how you can go for international trade? What are the approaches? So that we have to see. Then what are the influence? How you can do the international trade? What are the ways you can go for the international trade? Okay, first I'm going to say about what are the advantages. So first we are going to see step by
Excuse
step.
me, sir.
I'm moving my slide. Yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
Sir, I aren't able to see the slides, sir.
The slide is not visible ma'am.
No, sir. I can't able to see.
One minute ma'am.
Ma'am, visible, ma'am.
Yeah, I think it's her network issue because it's visible to us.
Ma'am,
Okay.
kindly pin the uh, no, could you able to see my slide ma'am?
1 minute, sir. I will check.
Okay ma'am. Sure ma'am. See, these are all the things I'm going to discuss in the next slide. That is, what are the stages, what are the influences, what are the approaches, very important, what are the approaches in the international trade, then what are the goals, also the advantages. So these are all the things we have to see. First, I have to say the advantages. What are the advantages of the IB, internationalization? First one is product flexibility. So what is the major thing in the case of international trade? So your product will not be in the status of there will be some changes according to the need of the people. So your product can be you can change. You can there will be modernization of the product. So that will be possible with the help of international trade. Otherwise, what happen? Your product will be limited within the domestic market only. So if you are going for across the world, you can make some modification in your product, so there will be a flexibility in the product. So you will have better customers. So according to the need of the customer, you can modify the product. So I told, in the earlier, that is, I will say, for example, TV. So in the earlier stage, we are having only a limited facilities, limited features, but now we are having a variety of product in the TV product. So that is possible only with the help of international trade. So there will be flexibility. There will be flexibility. So even you can control the TV with voice control is available. I'm not telling Alexa. There will be some models are there. TV models are there. In that you can control the TV through your voice, so that facilities are available. So that is those things are possible only with the help of international trade. The what I'm saying, the flexibility of the product. So the customer will be a product with a variety of product with different features, with the different facilities, with the advanced facilities. So those things are possible only with the help of the international trade. Then competition. So as you know, the with the competition, the customer will be having a good product. They will have a healthy product. They will so that in the case of tougher competition, it leaves a variety of product, and the facilities will be the product variety will be available. The superior products will be available, and high quality products will be available with the help of the competition. So in order to
Sorry
survive
to
in the,
disturb you, sir. I'm sorry to
yes sir,
disturb you.
yes
Sir,
sir,
your
yes sir.
PPT is not visible to us.
It's not visible, sir.
Sir, visible, sir.
It is visible, sir.
Sir, that'll be Vijay Chandran D, sir. Kindly pin that screen, sir. Vijay Chandran D, sir. Presentation screen, sir. Vijay Chandran D, sir. Can you able to see that, sir?
Okay,
Presentation
sir.
screen, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Could
sir.
you able to pin that, sir? Okay, okay, sir. Okay. Otherwise, I'll do that, sir. I will pin that. It is okay, friends, or any discomforts are there? Shall I continue the class? Any discomfort in
Yes,
my
sir. Thank
voice?
you, sir.
Okay,
You
okay.
can continue.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So I told, due to the competition, the customers will be enabled for, they will have a different variety of product with the high quality, and the superior products are available only with the help of the competition, not in the domestic level. It will be at the international level. Due to with the help of the international level of competition, the customer will be having a different variety of product. And next I'm going for next advantage, protection from national trends and events. So if any natural calamities are there, they will not be focused on the one country, so it will be set off with the another country. So some the risk will be minimized. In case what happened in the case of domestic market, if any natural calamities or any natural mishaps are done or happen, what happened, the total the total business will be stopped. So this will not be possible in the case of international trade. I will say the example, the Hyundai company. So at the initial stage, what happened due to earthquake, the total company stopped. but because of the international trade, they could able to mitigate the risk. They will able to manage the loss. So those things are possible only with the help of the international trade. But in the case of absence of international trade, what happen? You can think you will your business will be restricted only with the domestic market. So anything happen in the domestic market, any change in the policy, any change in the government, what happened, your product will be your market will be disturbed. But one market will be adjusted with the another market or another country. So that things are possible, that setup can be done in the international trade. I will say no, the Ford company, now the Ford company stopped, the total product stopped in India. But the company will not be disturbed. There not be any loss, or there not be any disturbance in their moving of business due to the loss of business in India. They will manage with the other countries. I think yes, Ford company. Yes, I'm right. Okay. And learning new methods. As you know, if you are doing business in the more than one country, yes, new technology, new methods, new experience you can have. Otherwise, what happen? Your business will be confined only with the one country. So new technologies, new. See, I am telling you, now we are only with the 5G, but in the foreign countries they are moving into 7G like that. So that the technology they are having today, I'm seeing in China they are having a high speed. They are launching the high speed mobile, high speed data. So that technologies are advancing, moving. But in the case of domestic product, what happened? Your technology will be limited. That difficulties are there. So next, I'm moving into what are the stages. I'm going to the what are the stages that I have to uh, discuss. Trading blocks. Yes. Okay. So now we have to say what are the methods, what are the ways before discussing the major trading blocks or the different international organization. I have to say the modes, what are the ways the entities may enter into the international market, that I have to say. If I am not, if I'm moving into another slide, it will be very difficult to cope up with the ideas. So that is the reason why I'm going to present the document in a step-by-step way. Okay, so it's my duty to discuss what are the entry, what are the mode of entry of the entities to enter into the international trade. This is very important. Maybe asked in your upcoming examination. So first simple method is exporting. Simple method is exporting. So this is the easiest method of entering into the international trade. So they will sell their domestic product in the abroad. So the storing and processing will be done by the supplying firm. So export can increase the sales volume. So simply in this case, there is no complication. You need not set up any business in the abroad. So simply your product will be exported in the other countries. So without any heavy investment, you can do the product. So what is the exporting? As you know, your product will be sold in the country which was located in the abroad, and this exporting will increase the sales volume. You can have the product in the other country also. Your product will not be restricted only with the domestic market. So your your sales volume will be increasing. So that is another option of increasing your market share. This is the simplest way exporting. As you know, what are the advantage? I told lower investment. Why I am saying lower investment? No need of setting up any company or any organization. So with the available facilities, with the available infrastructure, you are selling your product in the foreign countries. So lesser risk is there. So these advantages will be there. But the disadvantage, you are not study the need of the product. So simply you are what is the product sold at the local market without any modification, without any change, you are selling the same product in the foreign country. So that fear will be that disadvantage will be that. So the market is not studied well, unknown market, and no control over the foreign market, and lack of information about the foreign market, that environment. So these are all the disadvantages regarding the exporting. So this is the simplest way of entering into the international trade, exporting. So the exporting means what? Simply you are selling the product through another company. So that is exporting. And next method is licensing. So in this method, what you are doing, you are home country leases the right of the intellectual properties. That methods, I will say the example KFC. So KFC is the best example of licensing. So your technology and your means and your method of branding name, everything will be given right. You are giving the right to the another company. So that is licensing. This is another method of entering into the foreign market. So with royalty, as you know, with royalty, you can get the royalty, the periodical payment for the use of your brand, or the for the use of your copyright, or your technologies. That will be used to by other company located operating in other countries with a fee of royalty. So what are the advantages? Low investment, so there's no establishment of any entity, any organization, any business in other country, and no a low financial risk is there, and licensor can investigate the foreign market, and licensee investment in R&D is low, so the research and development cost will be low, and licensee does not bear the risk of product failure. So there is no risk of any product failure. Simply what you are doing, you are giving the right to use the brand, or right to use the technology, or right to use the way of production. So that will be positive to the another country. And what is the disadvantage? The limited opportunity will be there. And both parties have to manage the product quality and promotion. So if there is any dishonesty, what happen? It will lead a misunderstanding. So both the parties, that is the licensor and also the licensee, should be very honest. If any chance of leakage of any secret, if they are not obliged the contract, they are not obliged the agreement, what happen? A complete collapse of the agreement will be there. And next one is franchising. As you know, in this mode. The independent firm called the franchisee does a business using the name of the another country. They're simply giving the right of using the name. So the hotels are there, the many hotels are there. So they will use the name of the hotel, but the product, the way of production, that will not depends on that franchisor. So the franchisee only use the name of the product, name of the company. So that will be used by the franchisee. That another way of entering into the foreign market, franchising. So for that, they will pay the fees for the usage of the name. They will pay the fees. What are the advantages? Same thing, low investment and low risk. And franchises understand the market culture, customs, environment. So everything will be known by the franchisor. What is the disadvantage? Franchising can be complicated at times, difficult to control. Also, reduce the market opportunities for both franchisee and franchisor. So the market opportunities will be restricted. There will be a restriction in the market opportunities. And responsibility of managing product quality and product promotion. That is also, I told they only lease out the name. They will give the right to use the name only. So what about the quality of the product? That is depends on the user, the uh, way of business of the franchisee. So the franchisor will not involved in the product quality. They will not. They will give the right to use the name only. So that difficulties are there in the case of franchising. Another one is, as you know, turnkey project. So what is this turnkey project? See, one company will do the product only. They will another company will do the labeling. They will put the seal, or they will branding the product. So one company will do everything in the product. But the other company will simply, they will not intervene into the, they will not do anything in the production, anything of manufacturing of product. They will do only the labeling the product. That is known as turnkey project. I'll give say the example like the panel, the TV panels. So the TV panels are produced only by the TCL company, but the other company will use a panel. They will not manufacturing the panel, or I will say the laptops. So in the case of laptops, the raw materials, other uh, product will be the panel like that, that will be the monitor. Those things will be produced by the Toshiba, and the product will be sold by other companies. So this is another way of entering into the international trade. So what is a turnkey project? They will do the everything in the product. So manufacturing will be done by one company, but it was branded by another company. It was branded and marketed by another company. That is known as a turnkey project. Other thing is, acquisition or merger. So yesterday I told accounting standard 14, I told. So in the case of merger or acquisition, two companies merge together in order to catch the new market, in order to increase their market, also the economies of operation. So with the help of the merger, they will increase their market share. Also their facilities and infrastructure will be pulled together. So by the way, their investment will be lower, or they will lead the market. With the help of the mergers, they will lead the market. So that is another way entering into the international trade. That is a merger. Merger means what? The two companies merged into one. So the liquidation of two companies, and their emergence of another company. That is a new company. That is the incorporation of a new company. That is known as merger. What are the advantages? This I now only I told. So the assets, the assets will be merged together. So there will be economies of operation. The host country may benefit by escaping the optimum capacity level. So they will have the optimum capacity level. So if there is a demand, I will say, if there is a demand, if you can't able to meet out the demand, with the help of the merger, yes, the production will be more. By the way, you can meet out the demand of the consumers. So those things will be possible with the help of the that is international trade. That is a way of international trade is merger. So what is the disadvantage? It requires experts from both countries. So it is a complex process. See, they will run the business in the different environment, and the business running in another company that will do their business in a different environment. So they are not doing the business in the same environment. So if the merger is possible only with the study of the environment where they are operating their business, that is very important. Without any feasibility, without any analyzing the analyzing the business, if you are doing the merger, what happened, the business will be completely put in the trouble. So that you have to see before priorly you are doing the merger. So these are all the advantage and disadvantage in the case of merger. Next one is joint venture. As you know, two or more firm join together to create a new business entity. So for specific purpose, they will do their business, and they are not in the case of merger. I told you know the liquidation is a must. So the companies which are merging together, the liquidation is a compulsory one. So two companies compulsorily liquidated, and their incorporation of two companies is a must. Whereas in the case of joint venture, the two company will be existing and they will do the business combinedly. So that is known as joint venture. So they will share the ownership. And the environmental factors like social, technological, economic, and political environments may be encouraged with the help of the joint venture. So they will, I will say the example, uh, Hero, Hero Honda, Hero Honda. So they will do the business combinedly. Or the disadvantage I told, they will share the risk, they will share the skills, they will share the technology, they will share the expertise. On what is the disadvantage? There will be conflict. So the decision making will be delayed. That problem will be there. So two heads are there, two managements are there. So one business will be separately operating in their country, another business will be separately operated in another country. So if they are doing the business company, what happen if any delay in the decision making, that will be reflected in their business. And another one is finally the another way of international trade is wholly owned subsidiary. So one holding company, I told yesterday, I told. So section 617 I told. So when one company controlling the another company, so a company which was operated in the foreign company, that will have the subsidiary in another country. So this is another way of entering into the foreign trade. So what are the ways they will ask, what are the ways they will ask, or the stages they will ask in your examination. So I told the first simple way is what I told, exporting. Turnkey project, I told it. Turnkey project means what? Labeling your product. So the keyword only you have to note. That is very important. So from yesterday I told, simply you have to note the keyword. That is enough. Don't study the too many things. So that will be our memory is very limited. We can't able to yeah, memory everything. So that's the reason why in a happy way, in a easy way, you have to learn the things. That is very very important. So turnkey project I told. What is the keyword? Labeling. So the product will be manufactured by one company, but their name will not be branded. But another company name will be branded in that product, labeled in that product. And I also told wholly owned subsidiary. One company will be the holding company located in another country, that will be acquire the share of another company working in operating in another country. So this is a way. And joint venture I told, to management I told, merger, acquisition I told, turnkey project now only I told. Franchising was the keyword. What is the franchising? Name. Leasing the name. So they will lease a name only. You can use the name only, but you can't do any production. The company which is leasing the name, they will not intervene into the, they will not involved in the production process. They simply lease a name, leasing of name. Also, in the same way, they will do the licensing. So licensing means what? In return of royalty, for the concession of royalty, they will give the right. They will give the right to use their technology, their brand name, their copyright, their means of production, their ways of production. So everything will be leased out to the another country. So that is known as licensing. So these are all the ways. Yes, sir. Now I'll go back to say about. Okay, now I'll go back with the what are the different blocks. Very very important. Okay. So I told what is globalization. Globalization means what? Your business is not restricted with the domestic market. You are going for larger market share. I told the stages. I told that is very very important. The stages. So first one is international trade. Inter means in between two countries. Sorry, in between two countries, that is international. Then you will go for globalization. That is a next stage. I told. So first one is domestic. One minute. First one is domestic. Then you will go for international trade. Then multinational. Then fourth stage is globalization. Next stage is transnational. In the case of transnational, your product will be existing almost all the countries. So you can't nothing will be left out. No country will be left out with your product. So your product will be available in almost globally. That is known as international. But in the case of globalization, you are establishing the office, establishing the office for production, managing your production in the other country. That is globalization. Multinational. Then so these are all the stages. First you will go for domestic trade. Then international means what? You are trading with one country only. That is international. Then multinational, more than one country. Globalization, yes, you are establishing your office in more number of countries, but this is the ultimate level. That is transnationalization. So in the case of transnationalization, your company product will be available in almost all the countries. That is transnational. So maybe they will ask arrange the sequence in the order they will ask, so you should not confuse. So DIMGT. So start with the D, end with the T. So these are all the acronym you have to keep in your mind, so that nothing will be confused in your answering the in the examination. DIMGT. DIMGT. Okay. So these are all the approaches. What are the approaches? Ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric, geocentric. So these are all the approaches in your international trade. What is ethnocentric? Simply you will sell the product. Simply you will sell the product, ignoring the need, ignoring the taste, ignoring the preference, ignoring the cultural barriers, cultural or socio factors. So you will not see anything about the foreign demand. Simply what is sold in the local market, that will be sold in the foreign market. That is known as ethnocentric. So polycentric means what? You are establishing your manufacturing business in another country. You are setting up your business in another country. That is known as polycentric. Regiocentric means what? You are establishing your business more than one country. So you are slowly you are increasing your catching the market share in a global way. That is a regional level. At regional, I'm telling the keyword. Regional level at one region like Asia, Asian market or African market or European market like that. So in the regional level, you are selling the product, right? Finally, geocentric means what? Global. So almost in all the country you are having the business. You are having the business. So you are modifying your product. You are modifying the product according to the need of the demand. See, I told the Ford company failure in India. Why? What is the reason? Due to the road condition in India. So accordingly, they couldn't able to modify their product. That is the reason they stopped their business. The failure in India. There is no Ford company in India. So, but in the case of geocentric, you can modify the product almost in all countries in the world, across the world. You will have the business and you will have the manufacturing unit, so that you can able to change the futures according to the people need. Okay. So maybe asked in your keyword only, you should keep in your uh, preparation. The keyword I'm telling. If any discomforts, you can ask. So ethnocentric, polycentric, regio. I told regio means what? Regional, Asian country, African country, European country, like that. Geo means what? Globally, across the world. So very higher level. So supreme level. That is geocentric. These are all the approaches. Earlier I told the mode, the mode, the way entering into the international, but this is approaches. Okay, here I told the way of entering into the foreign interest. So this chart will from this chart only you can have 4 marks. So that is the reason I have given in a compiled way. The chart we should not neglect. Okay, next I am moving into the what are the factors involved in the international trade? What are the factors you have to keep in your mind while doing the international trade? Uh, uh, Before that, what are the factors why you are going for international trade? So I told the first reason LPG, that is elimination of barrier in the international trade. So due to the elimination of the barrier, I told you two barrier, the tariff and the quota system. So I will tell the what is a tariff and quota. So kindly note so that the things will be very easy to understand. So what is a tariff? Tariff means what? The tax. Simple in a easy way, I'll say the tariff means what? The tax. How much tax you have to pay in order to export the product. If you are exporting the product, how much tax you have to pay? That is known as tariff. And next one is quota. Quota means the government will restrict. Suppose for your easy understanding, suppose the 100 they are allowing 100 product, 100 variety of goods can be exported. Suppose they will fix a quota 10 percentage, 10 percentage for drugs, or 10 percentage for handloom. So what happened? The companies in India, they couldn't able to import more number of handlooms. So what is the reason? The quota is only 10 percentage. So out of the total, they will import only 10 percentage of handloom product, or I will say electronic goods. So they will fix a quota of 5 percentage. So they will import only 5%. So these are all some restrictions the government will practice in order to protect protectionism. So what is a protectionism? In order to protect the local market. So in order to protect the local market, they will do these two practices. One is charging of a high tariff. Another one is quota system, fixing the quota. So they will fix only 10 crores. You will you will import only 10 crores of electronic goods. So what happen? You will do import of goods only to the limit of 10 crores, like that. That limitation will be there. So if there is a liberalization, if there is no restriction, what happened? That will prompt, that will induce foreign players to do their business in the other countries, and trade negotiations are there. So with the help of CAT or the WTO. So with the help of the WTO, they are the organization, they will mitigate the risk. They will involved in the problems in between the international trade. So if any problem in the international trade, that will be managed by the WTO. So with the emergence of the WTO, the more number of countries, more number of organizations are going for international trade. Then transport cost. So over the last 25 years, sea transport cost were 70%, and the air freight costs have been 3 to 4% annually. So they are reducing the transport cost. So with the help of the a number of companies, with the international trade, with the growth of international trade, so there is a decline in the sea transport cost. Also, there is a decline in the air freight cost. So, with this reduction in the transport cost, many number of companies involving in the international trade and growth of internet, as you know, e-commerce. So with the growth of e-commerce, the e-commerce operator, so more number of e-commerce operators are there. So with this internet facilities, it enables for producing more number of product and selling the product in the international uh, trade. And growth of MNCs, also trading blocks, that I have to say, trading blocks. So I'll give the meaning of the trading blocks. Then it will be easy for going to the what are the different trading blocks. Repeatedly I'm saying, questions will be asked from trading blocks. They will ask the headquarters, headquarters or the functions. These are all very very important. So those who already attended the net examination, you can realize the things what I am discussing now. So trading block, very very important. Opta, NAFTA, OPEC. So what is trading block? I have to say. So our trading block is a group of countries. It's a member country. They will trade. So there will not be any restriction. There will not be any restriction. The countries, the member countries who are coming in the trading blocks, they will do the business without any restriction. So there not be any tariff, there not be any quota system. If any non-member country, if any country coming trading with this trading blocks, so trading blocks means what? A group of country, for your easy understanding. So what is trading blocks? A group of country. Say I will say the oil producer company countries, like the Gulf countries. So they are trading in between that countries, among the countries, no restriction. Suppose India trading with that Iraq or Iran, they will charge more tax. They will charge more tax for import. So that the problem is that. Otherwise, if they are trading among the block, among the member country, there is no restriction. Like I will say Asian. So if the Asian or SAARC countries. So the SAARC countries, the 7 countries are trading, no restrictions. If any country coming into the trade of that country, they will charge more or they will impose some barriers. What are the factors, political factors in the international trade? So there'll be some restriction in the form of legal, the policies, the law of the nation, the government rules. So that act and law will be obliged by the foreign country, foreign companies. So there'll be some political barrier or political instability will be there. So if there is any political instability, what happen? It will affect the growth of the company, like the Sri Lanka civil war and some disturbance. So that will affect the business and also the economic factor. So what are that inflation, the deflation, the high rate of inflation increase the cost of borrowing and the foreign exchange risk. So the fluctuation in the foreign exchange, those things will affect the growth. This will be studied before enter into the international trade, that economic factor. So what are the economic factor? The inflation level, the deflation level, and also the interest rate, also the foreign exchange. So everything will be studied before entering into the international, and also the cultural factor, the languages. So across the world, 3,000 languages in the world. So the language difference are important in designing your advertisement. Also the colors, I told you know the colors. So for example, the purple is unacceptable by the Hispanic nations because it is okay. So color sensitive. The people will be color sensitive. Also the customs. The marketer to know the customs of the people. They should know the customs. See, in India, will there are some customs are there, you know. So in the morning we'll go for prayer, or in the Sunday we'll go for church. Like that, certain customs are there, you know. So they have to study the customs in order to trade in other countries. The values, the beliefs. So certain beliefs in India, the Hindus don't consume beef or and fast food restaurant. So that I will say the uh, cappuccino, I think so. Cappuccino, no, they couldn't able to get the market in South India. Cappuccino, the color, or I'll say I'll say yes. 5 years back, the Pepsi introduced a product in blue color. I think you can know. Yes, 5 years back, the Pepsi will be in blue color, but that is not accepted by the people. The failure, the product become failure. Also, the idem nallanai oil pulling. So oil pulling is good for the health, but they couldn't able to the values, the beliefs. So according to the beliefs, the market couldn't able to catch by the company. Aesthetics. So the difference in the cultures. So American like sultans, the Japanese do not. Then religious beliefs. So religious beliefs are like labeling, design. So I told you know if a black color, the packing in black, they will not. The Indians will dislike the. Uh, so these are all the factors, the cultural factors the company should study before entering into the market. The different factors. I told the economic factors and also the cultural factors, socio-cultural factors I told. Okay. Next, I'm moving into the pro- protectionism. I told you know this very simple. I told two things. In the case of protectionism, in order to protect the domestic business, two way. What are the two way? The tariff. Another one is quota, import quota. So they will limit the in values. So uh, you can't import more number of product beyond the limit. Beyond the limit, they will fix uh, this will be a way in order to protect the domestic producer, like a handloom. I told you know the cracker manufacturers. the little Japan, the Sivagasi. I told So these are the ways. If you are allowing the Chinese product, what happen? You are discouraging the local product, so they will be affected. The the local producer will be affected. So another way of protectionism. Okay, and next tariff I told. What is a tariff? I told no, the tax. So raising the price of the imported products. So the cost will be more. So if you are charging a more tax, suppose if you are importing a product, the government will levy a customs tax, customs charge. So if the tariff is more, what happen? The product price will be more. Import quotas, I told. And another way is mercantilism. So what is this mercantilism? The wars and the recessions are the major reason behind protectionism. Or on the other hand, economic prosperity encourage free trade. Liberalization, okay. What are the futures of international trade? So the information, the company need accurate information in order to trade their product. They need information, accurate information. The information will be timely. That is very important. And the size of business, you have to fix the size of business. Also, you have to segment the market. So, what is market segmentation? As you know, grouping the market based on the homogeneity. Based on the similarity, you are dividing the market into groups. So that is known as market segmentation. So these are all the things you have to do before going for international trade. Then a general agreement on tariff and trade. As you know, now it was named as WTO. Earlier, it will be it was GATT. Now it is named as uh, WTO. So, 1947, 23 countries signing the agreement at Geneva in order to abolish the quota system, in order to promote the international trade. So that is a major agenda in the formation of CAT. So what is a major agenda? What is the major objective? What is the major objective of general agreement on tariff and trade? In order to mitigate the barriers, in order to reduce, abolish the barriers in the international trade. So for that reason, 23 countries signing at Geneva. So CAT played a hero role in the world trade, but now it was named as WTO. WTO. Okay. So what are the role of WTO? I told now CAT was it was named as WTO. How many countries in the WTO? 164 member countries are there. So with the intervention, with the promotion of WTO, it enables 40% decline in tariff rate. So with the continuous efforts, with the efforts of the WTO, 40% decline in the tariff rate. So WTO plays a major role in promoting the peace among the member. So if any dispute among the member countries that in countries involving in the international trade, that will be managed by the WTO. If any disputes, if any problems among the member countries, that will be managed by the WTO. So with the help of WTO, what are the benefits? What are the benefits of in the developing countries like India? So it will negotiate in the international market and they follow the developed countries terms. So WTO most favored uh, principle, that is MFN, which allows market liberalization, helps a developing nation to enter into the trade. So there not be any problem for the developing nation in the international trade. That will be managed by the scheme. So what is that scheme? MFN. MFN means the most favored nation. So that will be a positive sign for the developing nation. So developing countries benefit from the IPR, intellectual property rules of WTO, and also the trade-related aspects uh, of intellectual property rights. So these are the country of origin or top 500 MNCs operating in India. So maybe asked in your examination. So that is the reason why I'm showing the slide. So in India, majority of the companies from USA. So 148 companies are located in India. They are operating in India. 148 MNC companies. So the first place USA, second place Japan, third UK. So in total, 500 MNCs are operating their business in India. Next, I'm moving into the cats and trips that I have to say. So general agreements on trade in service. So this will be the monitoring international organization in order to check the service involved in the international trade. So as the name suggests, they will not involved in the tangible product. They will not involving their arbitration or anything or any agreement in the products. They will do only in the service. So that is known as it will be one of the organization of WTO, one of the organ of WTO. So in the year 2001, WTO created this CATS, General Agreement on Trade in Services. So about out of the total international trade, 60 percentage are constitute of service. So 60 percentage are coming under the category of service. I told the total trade in service occupied more than 50% in the developing countries. So more number of developing countries involving in the almost of. So more than 50% of the service are exported by the developing countries only. So we are expecting a rapid growth in the international trade by the developing countries. What are the service coming under the CATS? Uh, that is service I told what are the items coming under the service. So first one is telephone calls, international telephone calls. First one, the service supplied from one country to another country, that is telephone calls. Next one is tourism, consumer service, tourism. And next, banking. One country is setting up the subsidiary of another country, that is banking or insurance. I will say insurance. So these are all coming under services. And fourth one is the traveling from their own country to supply service in the another country, that is actress or actor or construction worker. So they will provide their service in another country. So that will be coming under in the availing service of one country to another country. So this slide is showing what are the service sector in India. So a total trade in service from India is according to 1.3 percentage. So out of the total world trade, only 1.3 percentage contributed by India in the form of service, like telecommunication, IT, information technology, PPO, ITES, banking, insurance, financial service. So these are all the majority of the service exported by India. Next, I'm moving into TRIMS. What is TRIMS? Trade related investment measures. So, if any country uh, inviting the investment from another country, there will not be any barrier. If any restriction in the foreign investment, that will be sorted out by TRIMS. So as the name suggests, so they will take measures in the foreign investment. So trade related investment will be monitored by the organization. This is also coming under WTO, TRIMS, trade related investment measures. So if any problem, if any difficulties in the member country, that will be managed, that will be sorted out by TRIMS. What are the futures of TRIMS? Abolition of restriction imposed on foreign capital. So they will invite, so they will, the investment will be there. Any country may invest their fund in any country without any restriction. So offering equal rights to the foreign investor at par with the domestic investor. So there will not be any bias in the investment. So the domestic investor will be given priority, and the least priority will be given to the foreign investors. That bias will not be there, that disparity will not be there. So with the help of the efforts taken by the TRIMS, no limitation, no limitation in the foreign investment, as you know, in the insurance company. So only the 49 percentage will be invested by the foreign company, like as you know, that Nippon, like many number of for foreign collaborations are there in the insurance company. So it will be restricted only to 49 percentage. So 49 percentage will be the share of the foreign country, and 51 percentage will be the share of Indian company, like I told you, no, Nippon, Reliance. So Reliance 51 percentage, Nippon 49%. So that restrictions are there, So that will be avoided with the effort of the TRIMS, trade related investment measures. And also, they enables for permission without restriction for importing the raw material and other components, and no force on the foreign investors, or the materials. So no restrictions. So the foreign investors to use the product, so they have to use a local product only. That restrictions will not be there. So if they are investing, they have to use only that material, only that country material only. So that restrictions will not be there. So investment will be different from the usage of raw material. No restrictions. And export of the part of final product will not be a mandatory. So it will not be a compulsory one. So the exporting will be done only to that country, so that restrictions will not be there. So exporting, the compulsion of exporting the product to a particular country, that mandatory restrictions will not be there. And dividend interest, also the royalty will be removed. The restriction in the form of dividend interest and royalty will be removed. Also, the paste manufacturing programming will be introduced with the help of the TRIMS. Next, I'm going for TRIPS. TRIMS, I told, investment. Cats, keyword I'm telling. Cats, I told service. Trims, I told investment. Trips, that is related to intellectual property right. Intellectual property right means what? The that brainchild that is coming out of your ideas, that is coming out of your knowledge. Like copyright, patent, designs, all are coming under trips only. The information with the commercial value, patent, copyright, design, geographical indication, geographical indication, also the trademarks, trade secrets, layout design. These are all coming under the purview of intellectual property right. So that you have to find the difference between the trims and trips, also the cats. So only three coming under the WTO. These are all the organs of the WTO in order to promote the international trade. So any trade involving of service, that will be coming under the umbrella of trims. Anything coming under the inverse, yes, any service, that will be under the umbrella of CATS, GATS. If anything coming under the foreign direct investment, that will be coming under the TRIMS. Intellectual property right coming under the purview of TRIPS. Okay. So, okay. So as you know, patent. So patent relevant with the tangible product. So this will be like Coca-Cola or KFC or any car. So anything you are having uh, way of production, the patent, but copyright, that is coming under service, like books, or any TV shows. Those things are coming under copyright. It's a service coming under the, but a product coming under the patent. So you should know the difference between the patent and the copyright. Both are same. Both are same. The right of use of product. So other person have no right to produce the product. So only you are the authorized person to produce the product. You have the full right, authenticated person, sole right to manufacturing the product. So that is known as patent right. That is relevant to, I told you know, that is relevant to physical products. Intangible copyright. Example I'm telling you, know, example TV shows, books, all are coming under copyright. And industrial design. So the layout and geographical indication means what? The product will be produced only in that area, that will not be produced in other areas, so that right will be there. Say for example, Salem mango, also Dindigul lock, Tirunelveli Alva, and Parani Panjamardam, Simla apple. So all are coming under the geographical indication. Puvisar Kurid, as you know in Tamil, Puvisar Kurid. So that product will be manufactured only in that area. So the geographical indication. Uh, Also, as you know, that basmati rice. So basmati rice, the copyright to the USA, to the USA, but we got the right, the neem tree, turmeric. So that cooperate to the India only. That will be retained by India only. But the basmati rice, we couldn't able to get the copyright. That is with the USA. Trademarks, as you know, trademarks as symbol. The symbol you are using, you know, the symbol. Trade secrets. That is a unique. You are having secrets, you know, and layout design. So all are coming under the TRIPS trade related intellectual property rights. So all these organizations are coming under the purview of WTO 1995. I told CATS, that is generally a trade tariff, accepted trade tariff. I told that is 1944 Uruguay round, Geneva. I told, whereas WTO 1994, 95. So you should know the headquarters. They will ask the headquarters, the objective, the different organization coming under the purview of WTO. They will ask. So international organization they will ask. In your examination, you should not ignore in your preparation. Next, I am going to UNCTAD. United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. It is a permanent organization under the UN, United Nations Organization. So what is the purpose, that I have to say? What is the purpose? This was established in the year 1964. UNCTAD was established in the year 1964. What is the main objective for the development of the UNCTAD? As the name suggests, in order to promote the trade, investment, and development in the developing countries. Whereas the WTO, I told the same thing. In order to promote the trade in all over the world, as the name suggests, world trade organization. So it will promote the trade in the global way. Whereas in the case of UNCTAD, it is coming under the United Nations Organization UNO, but the main purpose is developing countries. It will focus only on the developing countries, like cat I told, cat I told, the generally accepted trade tariff I told, there's the same thing. Geneva, the headquarters is Geneva. So how many member countries are there? 195 in the UNCTAD. 195 member countries are there. So they are focusing on the e-commerce. The UNCTAD is particularly focusing on the e-commerce. It is a host. They will ask, even in your examination they will ask. So kindly note, UNCTAD act as a host for the CSTD. What is CSTD? Commission on Science and Technology for Development, and it provides advice to the United Nations Economic and Social Council, ECO SOC. Also, the UNCTAD act as a advisory body to the ECO SOC. So what are the challenges? What are the challenges in the international trade? What are the major challenges in the international trade? Okay, so first one is polarization. So what is polarization? The dominance of one region. See, the export will be done more by the European countries comparing to the Asian countries. So that dominance will be there. Domination will be there. So that will be faced by in the international trade. I told politicization. So the that is I told Americanization. So more I told in our India, out of 500 MNCs, I told 169 majority of the companies are from USA. So that dominance will be there. So that is known as a geopoliticization. And state capitalism. So United States was a strong nation in the exporting the product. So there will be state capitalism. So many countries will be depending on the one country. So that is another disadvantage in the case, that a challenge, not a disadvantage. is a challenge to the countries playing in the international trade. And there is no leadership, there is no lack of leadership. So common arbitrator is not there in order to manage the problems. So there is a lack of leadership. That is another problem in the another challenges in the case of international trade, a lack of leadership. And next one is another major challenges, underdogs, weaker underdogs. That is, the powerhouses are getting more room to operate in the international trade. So powerhouse, what I'm referring the developed nation. So the developed nations are playing more quantum in the international trade. So any decision that will be taken by the developed nation like USA. So Germany is experiencing firm control over Eurozone, and China is rising in the Asia Pacific. So in the region wise, the country playing dominating in the international trade. I told no, Russia, uh, Germany, China. So these few countries are dominating in the international trade. So these major countries are trying to consolidate power without carrying the smaller countries. So that problems are in the international trade. Next, I'm moving into another important one. What are the international trade theories? So in the match type, in your examination, they will ask the different theories in the international trade, that you should be thorough. Okay. So what is the first one? Exer Holim model. I will say the keyword. Don't confuse with the different models, different theories in the international trade. I will say the keyword comparative advantage. See, one country may have the advantage over other country in production. Say, for example, in handloom, products, our country have the advantage over another country like Gulf countries like Iraq, Iran, and these Gulf countries have the advantage in the crude oil, in the production of crude oil. So what is comparative advantage? One country will depends on the another country in the production. So they will depends more on the production technology. So that will influence the country will influence in the international trade. That is known as Heckscher-Holin model (HO). So the trade opportunities in between the countries will be based on the specialized product. So the country which is having the advantage that will trade more product, and another country which is having the specialized in the product that will trade more. So they will exchange their product based on their comparative advantage. So that is known as Heckscher Holy model, comparative advantage. Say for example, you will be good in max, and another student will be good in say for auditing, like auditing. So what happened, that the student will teach the auditing to the another student, and this student will teach max to the. So they will exchange their knowledge, the sharing of knowledge will be there. In the same way, the one country good in one product, another country good in another product, what happened, they will do the international trade. So that is known as Heckscher Holin model. Nothing difficult to crack your head, nothing difficult to confuse. Heckscher Holin model means what? comparative advantage. So when comparing two countries, one country will have the advantage in producing a product. So that is known as Heckscher-Ohlin model. So HO means what? C. HO means C. Heckscher-Ohlin model means comparative advantage theory. Okay. Next one is I'm moving into Samuelson-Jones model. Samuelson-Jones model, the keyword I'm selling, factor theory, factor of production theory. So in the case of Samuelson-Jones model, the international trade, in the case of international trade, the trade is based on the factor available in one country. The non-transferable factor, that is non-transferable product, sorry, non-transferable factor available in one country. See, the land you can't able to transfer, but the capital or the labor you can transfer. There be a mobility. There be a mobility. The mobility of factor in between the two countries. Whereas certain factor that you can't able to move to other countries. Say for example, I'm telling the land, the natural resources. I am saying the in the Gulf countries availability of crude oils will be there, but that cannot be transferred to another country. That natural resources cannot be moved to the another country. But if your capital is there, yes, you can lend the money to the another country. So your trade is purely based on the factor. So this is factor theory. So non-transferable factor. So the resources that are non-transferable, that will be the major reason for the international trade. So a country with abundant capital and a shortage of land will produce more manufactured goods than the food product. So with the more number of capital, they will go for the capital based product. They will not go for the labor based product. So due to shortage of labor, they will not do more number of labor based products. So the export or import is purely based on the factors available in one country. So SJ means what? SJ means Samuelson Jones model. That is what? F. SJ means F. Factor theory. Factor theory means what? The In the case of international trade, the trade will be possible, or it is purely based on the factor available in one country. Say for example, in India, our export of product will be based on the labor oriented product, as you know. So in our country, the labor force are available more comparing to other country. So that is the reason why in China the even the students, they are allowing the students, they are giving a leave to the students, they are allowing holidays to the students for some purpose. Okay, so in India we are having ample or plenty number of labor force. So that is the reason why we are producing a labor oriented product. So we will export more number of like handicraft, like that. Okay, this is Samuelson model. And next I'm moving into Krugman Hopsfeld model. So what is this KO model? So KO model. KO model is purely based on the welfare of the country. So the trade is based on the welfare. So the government or the country will see the welfare. So anything which is not good for the country, they will not trade. So the international trade will be based on the welfare of the country. That is important. So KO model is otherwise known as welfare model theory. And next one is Michael Porter model. So Michael Porter model, they suggest four stages of trade. Four stages in the international trade. One is identification of factor. After identification of factor, you have to invest. Then after investment, you have to make changes. That is innovation, initiation of a new product, then development, prosperity. So this is a Porter model. Porter model is always known as four stages model that you have to keep in your mind. So, how many theories I told? I told first one is Heckscher-Holin model. What is the keyword? HO model. What is the keyword? I told the keyword, HO means C, comparative advantage. And next one is SJ model. So SJ model means what is the keyword? Factor of production, F. Sj equal to F, factor of production model. And KO model. So KO model means what? Welfare. So that will see the welfare, or based on the demand curve. That international trade will be based on the supply and demand. SD. So KO means D, demand and supply. So your trade will be based on the supply and the demand of the product. And finally, Fortran model, four stages. So first you have to identify the factor where you can invest, then you will pour money and you will invest money. Then after investment, that will be converted into a product, that is innovation. After innovation, finally the growth, prosperity. The four models, the strategic management of model. So these are all the theories in the international trade. What are the factors? Okay, it's very okay. Hmm. Next, I'm moving into the, I told trade blocks. Okay, so under that, first one is regional trading blocks. So what is that? Regional trading blocks? The countries which are located in a particular region, which are in the particular region, they will come up with a union, the cooperative union. So they will trade only with their member country. They will trade only with that country which is coming under the trading blocks. So if any non-member country is coming for the trade, they will, I told they will charge heavy tariff, or they will put some restriction. So again, I'm telling trading blocks is very, very important. So regional trading blocks means what? The country which are locating in a particular region, they will create a union. They will create a, they will come up with a treaty. They will sign in the treaty. They will sign the agreement in the form of union, cooperative union. So again, I'm telling regional trading block means a group of countries within a specific boundary. Like I will say the example, SARC. So SARC means what? South Asian countries. So South Asian country will create the union, the seven member countries. So what are the types? What are the types of trading blocks that you have to understand? Not only the things you should keep in your mind. With example, with the example, what are the organization coming under the preferential trade area, free trade area? So you should know the organization with the example. Very important. Okay. Again, I'm telling what is trading blocks. Trading blocks means a group of countries which are located in a particular region. They will do the business. They will do they will do the international trade without any restriction, even with the zero tariff, with no quota, no product quota. So no restriction will be there. So there are different types of trading blocks are there. Four types I told. Preferential trade area. So what is this is the first one. What is that preferential trade area? So they will agree to trade with the selected goods and services. As the name suggests, preferential. So they will choose only certain products, certain services that will be imported and exported by the country without any restriction, without any barrier. So that is known as preferential trade area. I told the example OPEC, 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 oil producing exporting country, organization for I told OIC, Baghdad headquarters, Baghdad. So preferential trade in that they will do only the crude oil. So they will do only the selected goods. So if there are any trade, any international trade in that commodity, no restriction. If they are going for other commodity, there will be some restriction. There will be some barriers. So that is known as preferential trade area. So in all product, they will not have the uh, liberalization, that free trade will not be there. So in a particular product only they will have the free trade. Free trade means what? That elimination of a barrier. So that is PTA. I think you could able to understand. If any difficulty in understanding my ideas or the concepts, you can tell. Okay, so that is preferential trade area and free trade area. So as the name suggests, free trade area, no barrier in all the goods. Whereas in the case of preferential trade area, no barrier for specified goods. Say for example, crude oil or handlooms or electronics or drug items or so certain specific commodity only, they will freeze the restriction. Whereas in the case of free trade zone, this is the reverse of PTA. In the case of FTA, a complete freeness will be there. A complete freedom of trade will be there. So that is FTA. Customs union, yes, this is also a block, trading block. No tariff barrier between members, plus they agree to external tariff again non-members. That is customs union. So what is customs union? If they are trading in between the member countries, there will be zero tax. If any country want to trade with this group of country, what happened? They will charge a high percentage of tax. That is known as customs union. Again, I am telling customs union means a group of countries, they will trade in between them. If they are trading in between the member country, no problem. There will be zero tax. Tax means for understanding, I am telling tax. You should not say tax. That is tariff. But in the case of non-member, they will charge high percentage of tariff. That is customs union. Common market, it is a zone, it is an economic zone, it is member countries, a group of countries, they will freely trade all type of economic resources, not only the commodities but also the services, the all everything. Common market, as the name suggests, common market means everything, not only the goods, not only the services, not only the exchange of capital, not only the exchange of labor, not only the exchange of infrastructure, everything will be traded among the member country. So that is known as common market. 100% freedom will be there. So earlier I told, earlier only the product and services. But in the case of common market, they will trade all the factor of production, all the things. So that is coming under the common market. I told FTA, PTA, I told PTA, particular goods, FTA, all goods, customs union, the non-member country will come with a high percentage of tax. Common market, 100%, 360-degree freedom, 360-degree free trade. Okay, FTA, I told FTA. Okay. What are the advantage? Why the countries are going for trading blocks? So again, I'm telling trading blocks means a group of countries located in a particular region, Asia, or I told now NAFTA, all are coming under regional trading blocks. OPEC, I told Gulf countries, that Iran, Iraq, all are coming under OPEC, Organization for Petroleum Exporting Country, OPEC. I told the headquarters, Baghdad. Okay. So why they are going for FTA? Yes, for attracting the investment in order to gain the investment. And I told the economics of operation will be that the cheaper, the cost of production will be cheaper. So if the countries coming together and involving in the process, trading process, the cost will be cheaper. Competition in order to face the competition. So they're grouply they are facing the competition. Yes, there will be a strength. They will enable to face the competition. So individually they are facing the competition. That will be very tougher one, very difficult one. So the group of countries facing the competition, there will not be any problem. Trade effects will be there. So the tariffs are removed. So more quantum of trade will be there. See, if the barriers are removed, yes, obviously there will be more number of trade. Efficiency will be there. So increased consumption will be there. For more market share, yes, that will be advantage. And I told regionalism. So a group of country will dominate it. They will dominate. Like I told OPEC. So if you want to import a crude oil, they will charge more. If the countries decided the price, yes, you will go for that price. So otherwise, you can't able to import the commodities. So the regionalism will be there, that domination will be there, that disadvantage will be there. Also, concessions. So regional trading bloc want to non-members to charge more living tax, more tariff, so that difficulties will be there, and interdependence. So you will depend only on the group of countries that blocks, so that dependency will be more. What are the major trading blocks? I told Asian. So Association of Southeast Asian Nation, established in the year, kindly note friends, Asian. So you may be thinking that India is one of the member. No, that is very very important. If you are seeing the Asian, what will be coming in your mind? Okay, India will be the member. So that is not the answer. So that is the reason why I'm pinpointing the question. See, the question will be asked, in which are the following trading blocks India is not a member? So if you are seeing the Asian is one of the option, what happened? You will pick the answer. So Asian means what? A Association of Southeast Asian Nation, but India is not one of the member. So 1967, August 8th, headquarter Bangkok, Thailand. Member countries: Brunei, Darussalam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam. So again, I'm telling India is not a member. Major goal: accelerate the economic growth of the member country, not to develop the economic growth, not to accelerate the economic growth. Also, regional peace. So they will share their culture. They will share their values. They will share their customs. So not only the trade and also their habits. So that is the goal of the Asian countries. Asian. So this is one of the member, one of the organ, one of the subsidiary body of Asian. What is that? Asian Economic Community, AEC. So what is the aim of the AEC? Single entity is a production powerhouse that is highly competitive and fully compatible with the global economy. In order to face competition with the global economy, this AAC will envisage us to face competition. So, in order to face the competition only, this AAC was established by Asian. After I told, after Asian Free Trade Area, after, so it is a child of Asian. It is a child of Association of Southeast Asian Nation. So it is a child of Asian. What is the purpose for the free trade zone? So all I told you know, the Brunei, Thailand, that all the country will trade. All the that 10 country will trade in the after. So no restriction, no restriction, no barrier in the form of tariff. So after established in the year 1994, EU, EU, European Union. So European Union year, kindly note the year 1951, formed with 6 states, but now we are having 28 member countries. So European Union with 28 member countries. What are its members? India is not a member. That is very important. So in the European trade bloc, European Union, European regional blocks, trade blocks, India is not a member. So Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, Netherlands, UK. So these are all the 28 member countries I told you know 28 member countries are there in the European Union, but India is not a member as the name suggests So all the European countries. So what is the goal? Free trade association. So no in the form of exchange of political, economic, and executive connections. What are the activities of European Union trade blocks? European Union trade blocks. What is the activities I told European Council. These are all the member. These are all the organs. Court of Justice. So any disputes, this will be resolved by Court of Justice. Among the member countries, if any problem, they will solve. Court of Auditors in order to monitor the budget. European Commission, European Parliament, Advisory Committee. So five organs under the European Council. LAFTA, I told NAFTA, I told NAFTA, AFTA. Now I am telling LAFTA. LAFTA means what? Latin American Free Trade Association, formed in the year 1960. What are its member countries? Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Mexico, Uruguay, Peru, Uruguay, Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela, Bolivia. Okay. Its member organization, LAIA. So now it is LAIA. Now we are not having LAFTA. Now it was renamed as LAIA. So this is a older name of LAIA. So now we are not having LAFTA. Now it was renamed as sorry, LAIA. So LAIA means Latin American Integration Association. What are the objectives of LAIA? In order to eliminate the trade restriction, same. So if the member countries are trading in the global way, no restriction in the form of customs tariff. And another one coming under the international trade, Mercosur. Mercosur, the countries speaking the language of Spanish and Portuguese, they are coming together, and the cooperation, the union was established in the year 26 March 1990. Mergodo, Common del Cono Sir. So it's an association. It's an association, the major languages spoken in the region. What are the members is given here, the member countries. What are the goals? To accelerate the economic development and social justice, environmental protection. NAFTA, now only I'm telling. After I already told, LIA I told. Now I'm telling about NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement in the year 1994. So the member countries Canada, Mexico, United States of America, USA, NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. What are its goals? I told the economic development and environmental protection, and also eliminating the trade barriers. So these are the common objective. Okay, what is the objective of the trading blocks? As you know, in order to eliminate the trade barriers, also the eliminate the tariff, also promoting their environmental, development, promoting their environment, also the economic development. Maybe it will be a common for these objectives are common for all the trading blocks. So you don't worry about the objectives of the trading blocks. Any trading blocks, so what is this major objective? The major objective will be to eliminate the trade barriers. Also, they will, if any problem in the member countries, that will be resolved by the organization. So objective given, and SARC. I told SARC. India is a member of SARC. With the successful functioning of this NAFTA, AFTA, the European Union, the Council, I told European Union Council, with the successful performance, with the successful existence of those regional trading blocks, yes, there emergence of another regional blocks that is called as South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. So one thing I have to say for your examination point, India is a member. India is a member in the SARC. So India is one of the members. What is the main purpose of in order to employment opportunity? In order to improve the employment opportunities, incomes, and the living standards of the people living in the region, living in the association. So, what are the members? I told seven. I told India, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Pakistan, Maldives, Nepal, Sri Lanka. Afghanistan is also a member. In the year 2007, Afghanistan becomes a member of the this SARC. When it was established, I think you could know that is December 8th, 1985. Uh, there's also in order to trading blocks, for the trading blocks, this SARC established the union, that union called as SAPTA. So SAPTA means SARC preferential trading arrangement. I told preferential trading arrangement. So they prefer only in the uh, particular uh, product, particular product only. So what is the purpose of SAPTA? Liberalize the trade among the member countries, and also the eliminated trade barriers. So this I already told. What are the yes, what are the methods? I told franchising. Next, I'm moving into what are the ways you have to analyze the foreign trade. Before entering into the foreign trade, what are the ways you have to analyze? ROI, return on investment. Also, you have to see the budget. So your cost benefit analysis you have to see. Also, not only the monetary benefit, also non-monetary benefit you have to see, like QC, quality control, productivity improvement, market share, everything you have to see before going for international trade, management audit, but program evaluation review, technique, MIS, management information system. Those things you have to see before going for international trade. Yes, these are the challenges. Yes. What are the sources? What are the sources in the international trade? Ah, this is another important one is balance of trade. Balance of trade. This is very important. Okay. Up to this, any doubts are there, friends? Is okay for you? I'm moving into the understandable way. Could you able to understand or any difficulties? I think. Shall we go for the balance of payment, balance of trade?
Yes,
Any
sir, it's all been
okay.
fine till now.
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's been fine till now, sir. You can continue.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 1 minute, ma'am. I will have some water. 1 minute. Yes, I'm continuing with the balance of trade. So, what is the balance of trade? How much trade by the one country with the rest of the world? So, it is one of the ways that a country measures the global trade. So, how much quantum of international trade made by one country? So, it is a difference between the values of imports and exports. So I will say balance of trade in a for a very easy understanding. What I'm saying, it is only the difference between exports and imports. Maybe favor means plus, that is export exceeding the import. Unfavorable means adverse means if the export is lesser than the import, then we can say it is unfavorable. That is adverse. Okay. So again, I'm saying what is balance of trade? The trade by one country with the rest of the world. How much quantum of trade by the by country with the remaining countries in the world. I told that trade deficit. So trade deficit means what? Import is more than the export. Then we can say it is a trade deficit. In that, we have to see the balance of payment. Also, in the balance of payment, we have to know the two types that accounts that we have to see. What are the accounts involved in the case of balance of payment? So what is the balance of payment? It is the difference between the amount by way of export, the inflow of money by way of export, and the outflow of money by way of import. So that is known as balance of payment. So in order to obtain, in order to arrive the balance of payment, a country may uh, have two types of accounts. It should have two types of account. One is current account, another one is capital account. Okay, that we have to see. So before that, what is the balance of payment? The balance of payment will be calculated by the formula, that is total money coming into the country inflow and total money going out of the country, that is outflow. That will give balance of payment.
Sir, can you repeat what are the accounts?
Now I'm going to say, ma'am, the majorly two accounts are there, ma'am. But in order to adjust certain other accounts, or we are having some errors are there. In order to rectify the errors, we will also using the two more accounts. That major two accounts are current account, capital account, ma'am. Current account means export and import. So you can record only the export and import. Whereas in the case of capital account, the borrowings, you are borrowing borrowing from other nation or lending money to the other nation. That thing will be, those things will be coming under the capital account, ma'am. And a reserve, you are having a SDR, statutory drawing rights, that foreign currencies investment reserves, that will be coming under third account, reserve account. And if any adjustment, if any mistakes, that will be rectified in another account, that will be errors and omission. So majorly we are having two accounts. One is current account, another one is capital account. So the items which are not capital nature, that is a recurring nature. So recurring nature transaction will be recorded in the current account, and the capital nature will be recorded in the capital account. Reserve, as you know, your foreign currency reserve. So I will tell in a detailed way what is coming under the current account. So I told, current account is a part of balance of payment. It is a part of a statement in the balance of payment, which will show the receipts and payments in short period. Short period means what? Within 1 year. All the export and imports. So all the export by India with other country, and all the imports by India with other country, that will be recorded in the current account. That exports, imports of service, goods, not only goods, but also the service, that is invisible goods, interest, profits, dividends, the payments. So everything which are recurring nature, which are a short period within 1 year. So that will be shown in the current account. More than 1 year means that will be shown in the capital account. That machinery, that what I am saying, the borrowing loan or lending loan, those things are coming under the capital account. Again, I'm saying, what are the items coming under the current account? The total imports, total exports, interest, receipt and interest payment, profits, losses, dividends received, dividends paid. Next, I'm moving into the capital account. So in the case of capital account, it record all the transactions that are relevant with the uh, assets or the liability. For your easy understanding, the lending, the investment, the borrowings. So those things are coming under capital account. But current account, I told all the trade item will be coming under the current account. Again, why I'm repeatedly saying these are all the things you will show in your question paper, that will be displayed in your question paper. So these are all very, very important. So capital account, again I'm telling, the borrowings, the lending of money, the investment. So the investment or the medium term loan, everything coming. But the interest on the loan will be not in the capital account. That you should be very, very particular and peculiar in your answer. So yes, you are lending money, that will be in the capital account. What is the interest? That will be shown in the current account, not in the capital account. That is very, very important. And this, so I told the statutory drawing right, STR, IMF, International Monetary Fund, the reserves, the gold, the all are coming under the reserve, the foreign currencies. The foreign currencies, they will ask in your exam, what are the heads? What are the heads coming under the reserve account? Only three heads: IMF, International Monetary Fund, statutory drawing rights, reserves, and monetary gold. The gold you are holding, so that will be coming under reserve account. So if you are purchase, that will be credit. Uh, but you are selling, that will be debit. Special drawing rights, I told, that is your quota, how much your quota you are buying. The special drawing rights is investment. It's a form of investment in the IMF. So that will be given to the member country only. So any member country of IMF, they will buy the special drawing rights. And last one is errors and omission. I told any mistakes, any entries, any imbalance, any omissions, any overstating of items, any understating of items. Suppose instead of 1 crore, you are recorded 90 lakh, like that. That omissions and commissions, that will be rectified by the fourth aid. So this are the yes, these are all the questions. These are the questions that you should be the previously asked questions. I have compiled the questions asked in the earlier examinations. So to go through that, and only will have the confidence. Uh, Now only I told which of these are not accounted for capital account, not accounted in the capital account, not or not entered in the capital account. Capital account: receipts of foreign private lending, receipts of foreign public lending, investment less repayment of principal and interest on former loans and investment, import duties. I think this is very, very easy question they are asking. What is not coming in the capital account? I think this is easy only. Receipts of foreign private lending, Receipts of foreign public lending, investment less repayment of principal and interest, import duties. What is your answer? Any answers I am getting?
Import duties.
Very good, ma'am. Very good, ma'am. Why, ma'am? This will be coming under the current account.
Capital.
Correct, ma'am?
Current account.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
current.
Very good. Yes, yes, ma'am. So kindly go through the questions so that you will have the confidence of your preparation. I told this is another one. What is coming under the common mark? Cartel means don't worry, friends. A group of country that is known as cartel. A group of country that is known as cartel. Free trade area, customs union. Free trade area. I told no restrictions, no restrictions. So that is known as free trade area. Customs unions means I told non-member country will be charged more. That is known as customs union. I told what is common market. I told what is cartel. I told what is free trade FTA. I told customs union. I told if when there is a trade by the non-member country, they will be charged more percentage of tariff, more tariff. So that is customs union. The example OPEC, OPEC, EC, uh, after EEC. Oh, match type. Which leftover net discrepancies in BOPs recorded in leftover net discrepancies, omissions, miscellaneous, suspense account, errors and omission. Just now I told errors and omission. D. Okay. Whether the answers or not, I will check whether. I think it will be at the last. I will check. Okay. Okay. I'll add the answers. Okay. Any doubts, friends? Any doubts regarding this international trade? Any doubts are there? If any doubts, you can ask. Any difficulties in understanding of the different concepts? So I told in the international trade they will ask the balance of payment. One questions from the balance of payment, and the trade blocks very important. They will ask questions from the trade blocks. Mode of entry, I told. Mode of entry, the factors of international trade, the approaches, I told, regionalization, I told. So different approaches are very important in the international trade. So kindly go through the different concepts. I think it will be very easy. The questions are very not that much difficult in your examination, particularly in the case of international trade. Okay, I think shall we have 10 more minutes for accountancy? Certain things we have to see in accountancy, or what is your idea? We have completed only corporate accounting. Still, we have to see management accounting, also cost accounting. What is your idea? Shall I take 10 more minutes?
Yes, sir. We can
Oh,
continue yesterday's.
okay, okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So you don't worry, I'll take only 10 more minutes so that we'll have some idea about the left out part. Certain things we have to cover in the accountants. Yesterday we have discussed only the corporate accounting and financial accounting, like I told accounting for price level changes. Some few items we have to see for our examination. Yes. So financial statement analysis. So what is the purpose of financial statement analysis? In order to compare the growth, in order to compare the growth of the organization. So that is the purpose of the financial statement analysis. It comprised of three: common size balance sheet, comparative balance sheet, trend analysis. So we have to do three things. In the case of the financial statement analysis. So common size statement. So common size statement means what? You have to take one period, one balance sheet. In
Sir,
that
are
we
you
have,
sharing your?
Sir,
yes,
We can see the previous international
this.
business slides.
Oh, okay, ma'am. 1 minute, ma'am. 1 minute, ma'am. Now, ma'am. What?
Sir, it is in blank screen.
1 minute, sir. Now, sir. Now it is okay for you.
No,
Whether
sir.
it is
Again, it is in blank screen.
blank, sir. 1 minute. Now it is visible, sir.
Not
no,
yet, sir.
sir.
1 minute, sir. I'll stop and resume again, sir.
Yes, sir, we can see now.
Now you can see, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So in the case of financial statement analysis, I told we have to do three things. I'll give you in a short way. So nothing difficult in understanding the financial statement analysis. So what is financial statement analysis? Comparing the items. We are comparing it. The comparison may be internal or it may be external. So internal means within 1 year, or you can compare the items between 2 or 3 years. So that can be done in order to know the growth, in order to know the progress of the organization. So under that, first one is what I told, comparative statement analysis. So what is comparative statement analysis? You can know the increase or decrease in the individual item, like fixed assets. What is the increase? What is the increase in net profit? What is the increase in the turnover? What is the increase in the sales? So individual item you can monitor. So that will be compared with 1 year with another year. That is known as comparative statement. As the name suggests, whereas in the case of common sales statement, the total sales will be taken as 100. So the sales will be taken as 100, and all other items will be expressed in the form of percentage. Say for example, the sales is 1 lakh. In case your purchase is 50,000, so it will be 50%. So all other item will be expressed in the form of on the basis of sales. In the case of balance sheet, the total assets will be taken as 100, and other the shareholder fund, the borrowings, the current liabilities, everything will be based on the total liabilities. So that is known as common size income statement or a common size balance sheet. So in the case of common size, you can't compare with year. In between the year, you can take only 1 year. In that year, you will take item as a base. What I told, in the case of income statement, you can take sales as a base, whereas in the case of balance sheet, you can take the total asset as a base. So it will be taken as 100. So all other item will be expressed on the base of the total asset. That will be expressed in the form of percentage. So that is known as a common size statement. Common size statement. And trend analysis. Trend means you can take the first year as a base. So all other year will be expressed in the form of percentage. Suppose I am taking 10 year from 2015 to 2024. I am comparing the trend. So I will take 2015 as a base 100. So this 2016, 17, 18, I will see the movement. I will see the how much a figure moving. So that will be called as trend analysis. Coming to the fund flow analysis, I told fund here refers working capital. Even the simple question in 2021, you can see the you can find the question. That is in the fund flow statement. What is fund? What is fund? So fund means refers what working capital. So working capital means what, the temporary capital. Or in a simple way, I say current assets minus current liability. So the fund required for day-to-day operation. So that is known as working capital. So in the fund flow analysis, what is fund? Fund refers working capital. It's not cash. You should not say cash or mere cash. So here the fund flow analysis, it refers what, working capital. As you know, I will ask one question. I will ask one question so that it will be easy to answer in your examination. Okay, in case there is increase in stock, what is your answer? Whether increase in working capital or decrease in working capital? If there is an increase in stock, okay, I will tell the clue. I will tell the clue. If there is an increase in current assets, there is an increase in working capital. If there is an increase in current liability, there is a decrease in working capital. So you should be very thorough. They will ask in your examination. Also, you should be very peculiar in the way of the question. Suppose they are asking, in case you are repaying the bills receivable, you are repaying the bills receivable. What is the sorry, you are repaying the bills payables. You are repaying the bills payable. What is the change in the working capital? They will ask. You are repaying the bills payable. What is the changes in working capital? They will ask in your examination. So you are paying the loan. Bills payable means what? The trade receivables, the trade loan you are repaying. So if you are repaying the trade loan, what is the effect of working capital? They will ask. Again, I'm telling friends. Again, I'm telling the hint. Increase in current asset, increase in working capital, increase in current liability means a decrease in working capital, vice versa, just reverse. So current asset have the direct relationship, whereas current liability have the indirect relationship. So now I am coming to the question. You are repaying the bills payable. What is the outcome of working capital? What is the effect of working capital? Maybe your answer is wrong. You don't worry. But I'm checking your whether you could able to answer my question or not. My question is understandable or not? Okay. I will tell the answer. I will tell the answer. See, your bills payable is decreasing, right? Your bills payable is decreasing. Why decreasing? If you are repaying the loan, this is a short-term loan, if you are repaying the loan, the bills payable is decreasing. What is bills payable? Bills payable is a current liability. The current liability is decreasing means what I told, if the current liability is decreasing means what I told, increase in working capital. I told, increase in working capital. I told. Okay. Okay. In the another side, you are repaying the cash, you are paying the cash, you are settling the loan. How you are settling the loan? By way of paying the cash, so the cash is reducing, the cash is reducing. Okay, so if cash is reducing means what? The cash is current asset. Again, I'm telling what are the items coming under the current assets: inventory or stock, bills receivable, short term loan, prepaid expenses, marketable securities. Five items coming under current asset. What are the items coming under the current liability? Bills payable, bank OD, outstanding expenses. These are all coming under current liability. So bills payable you are repaying, if you are repaying the bills payable means it will be declining, reducing. I told, it's an inverse relationship. Current liability, working capital, inverse relationship. What is working capital? The fund required for day-to-day operation, like grease, oil, wages, raw material, all are coming under working capital in order to operate the business. It's just a reverse of fixed capital. So what is fixed capital? Machinery. You have to buy machinery. So more than 1 year. The benefit will be more than 1 year. That will be fixed capital. Working capital means what? Less than 1 year. Raw material. It will be less than 1 year. You are paying salary. It will be for 1 month. You are paying wages. It will be for 1 month. So anything you are spending, that benefit will be spread out for less than 1 year. that will be coming under the working capital. That is current assets or current liability. Okay. So I'm coming to you are repaying the money, So your liability is coming down. Your current liability is coming down. So current liability decreasing, working capital increasing, reverse relationship. Whereas in the case of cash, your cash is reducing. So your current asset means your current asset is reducing, decreasing. So so I told if the current asset is decreasing, the same thing is a direct relationship. So current asset, working capital, again I'm telling direct relationship. Current liability, working capital, inverse relationship. Okay. So here it will be decreasing in working capital. So the increase in working capital and decrease in working capital will be adjusted. So what is your answer? No effect in working capital, no change in working capital. So that is the answer. No effect in working capital and no change in the working capital. So in this way, you have to put your choice. You have to answer the choice. So why I'm insisting, repeating, I'm asking one question from marginal costing and also working capital. Even in a problem, they will ask for calculate the working capital. They will ask calculate the funds from operation, find out the cash from operation. They will ask. Okay. Uh, then I'm moving into the as you know, what are the items we have to compute under the fund flow statement? First one is changes in working capital. Another one is fund flow statement. So in that fund flow statement, you will be having sources, application. Sources means money coming. Application means money going out. My question is increase in working capital coming under which part, application or sources? Increase in working capital, that is coming under which heading? Sources or application? Increase in working capital, it is a source or application? Okay, I'll tell the answer. Increase in working capital means what? You are spending money, you are investing money in the form of working capital. So you are investing means what? Application. Decrease in working capital means what? The working capital is coming down. You are not investing, lesser amount of invest. So that is a source. So in that way, you will keep the meaning. You will know the decrease or increase in working capital where it will be coming under in the financial fund flow statement. Okay. Next, I'm moving into cash flow statement. So fund flow statement, it is peculiar about the working capital, but the cash flow statement is peculiar about the cash flow, how much cash coming and how much cash going out of the business. So I told it should be prepared with the uh, accounting standard 3. I told as per accounting standard 3. So as per accounting standard 3, cash from, kindly note, cash from operating activities. Operating activities means what? Operating activity means out of your sales. So cash from operating activities. Part 2, cash means what? Cash incoming and cash outgoing. Cash from investment activities. Investment activities means what? How much you are asset acquired, how much asset sold, investment activities. And third one is cash from financing activities. Financing activities means how much dividend you are paying, how much interest you are paying, how much debenture you are raising, how much equity share you are issuing, how much preference share you are redeeming. So financing activities. So this three part will be compiled together. Finally, we'll have the cash flow statement. So cash flow statement as per accounting standard 3 consists of three part. Part A, cash from operating activities. Operation means your business, your sales, your purchase, your so everything will be coming under operating activities. And second one is coming under investment activities. The investment means your investment, fixed assets. And third one is coming as financing activities. Finance means your raising of shares, floating of debentures. Okay. So cash flow analysis, I told. Ratio, very, very important. So I'll complete today. My class will, I will end the class with the ratio. So ratio is a proportion. So proportion of two relevant items, that is very important. You can't express ratio irrelevant item. So it will be relevant item. See, what are the items coming under the ratio? One is a financial ratio. Next one is you have to know the turnover ratio. So turnover means it will be based on the sales, correct? So one is financial ratio, another one is turnover, and third one is solvency ratio. So again, I'm telling one is profitability ratio. Second one is turnover ratio. Third one is what? Solvency ratio. So profitability ratio based on the profit of the earned by the company. Profitability ratio. Second one is so profitability always expressed in the form of percentage. Kindly note, it will be expressed in the form of percentage. Turnover ratio expressed in the form of times, number of times. Suppose I'm asking working capital turnover ratio, you should say 30 times, 10 times, like that. Your answer will be in the form of times. And solvency ratio, I am asking debt equity ratio or capital gearing ratio. So every solvency ratio, it may be short-term solvency, current ratio, liquidity ratio, absolute cash ratio, or the long-term solvency, I don't know, debt equity ratio, proprietary fund ratio, capital gearing ratio. So all will be expressed in is to 1, is to 1. Suppose if your answer is 5, 5 is to 1. If suppose if your answer is 2, 2 is to 1. Right. So I told three items are there. So profitability ratio, turnover ratio, solvency. Solvency may be short term, maybe long term. Okay. Current ratio, as you know, current asset divided by current liability. Okay. What is the ideal ratio? Can you say what is the ideal current ratio? What is the standard ratio? Any answers? Current asset divided by current liability. Okay.
1:2.
Ah, 2 is
2
to
is
1,
to
sir.
1.
Correct, sir. Correct, sir. 2 is to 1. So
2 is
what
to
is the
1.
ideal? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good, ma'am. Very good, ma'am. What is the ideal liquidity ratio, sir? Liquid
1 is
asset
to 1.
divided by liquid 1 is to 1. Absolute liquidity ratio, ma'am. Absolute.
Ah, 0.5 is to 1 also. 1 is to
Ah,
0.5.
yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Very good, ma'am. So next I'm moving into proprietary ratio. So what is a shareholder fund with the total asset? Shareholder fund divided by total asset. So capital gearing, fixed interest bearing security divided by equity shareholder fund, like a debenture long term loans divided by equity shareholder fund. What is in okay? I have to ask debt equity ratio. What is the ideal ratio? Debt equity, total debt divided by total equity, shareholder fund. What is the ideal ratio? What is the ideal ratio for a debt equity?
Sir,
Suppose
1 is to 1, sir.
No, 2 is
2
to 1.
is 2 is to 1, ma'am. 2 is to 1. Correct, sir.
Oh,
2 is to 1. So if for borrowed money is two, then the owners fund means equity fund, ma'am. So equity fund will be one, ma'am. So that is the ideal ratio. Then inventory turnover, as you know, based on the sales, I should not take much time. So inventory turnover, as you know, inventory turnover means a stock. So how much times? So here you have to take only the cost, not the sales. You have to take only the cost of goods sold. So what is the formula for cost of goods sold? Can you say what is the formula for cost of goods sold? Cost of goods sold equal to, right,
Sales
ma'am?
plus closing stock minus opening stock.
No, cost of goods sold equal to sales minus gross profit, ma'am. Correct, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. So,
Sales minus why I'm
plus
telling,
profit.
ma'am, these are all the question asked in your examination. See, always we have to find the inventory turnover ratio based on the cost of goods sold only. We should not based on the sales. The reason is inventory always in the form of cost. Yesterday I told you, no, according standard 2, I told you, no, according standard 2. So that is the reason why you should not compare the inventory with the sales. You have to compare only with the cost of goods sold. But whereas in the case of fixed assets turnover ratio, yes, you can take sales. You should not take cost of goods sold. You can take sales, fixed assets turnover ratio. I told you, no, fixed assets turnover ratio, sales divided by fixed assets. Profitability ratio, yes, these are all okay. But in your examination, they will ask operating ratio. They will ask operating ratio. This is operating cost ratio, but I'm asking operating ratio. Operating ratio. So gross profit plus operating expenses divided by sales into 100. Operating ratio. Operating profit, as you know, operating profit means what? Net profit minus non-operating income. So net profit minus non-operating income plus non-operating expenses. That is equal to operating profit. Operating profit divided by net sales into 100. That is operating profit ratio. But now I am asking operating ratio. So operating expenses plus uh, cost of goods sold divided by net profit into 100. That is known as operating ratio. Okay. So ratio should be thorough. Okay. And then marginal costing, very important, as you can expect questions. 100% I am assuring questions from the marginal costing, like a margin of safety, contribution. Yes, the problems will be asked. Okay, so now I am touching small things regarding accountancy. So it is very wider. That's the reason I took so a few minutes in order to have the idea in the accountancy. Okay. Okay, friends, thank you for your passion listening, and we'll continue tomorrow.